Space Nerds, this week in Star Citizen is up. Let's talk about what's coming up this week, because I know it's a little bit of good stuff. I'm going to preempt it by opening up the dev tracker, because I already know we're going to have to head over there to the forums. Now, last week, the spotlight was firmly on the backbone of the verse as Captains of Industry kicked off. Thank you for putting that respect in the proper place, CIG. They were inviting everyone to step into the boots of haulers, miners, and salvagers who keep everything moving. With the event running through April 27th, new pilots can fly for free through April 20th and explore a range of careers using a curated lineup of ships. Kind of funny though, because this did not come in with the new hauling missions and delivery stuff that was supposed to come in, but they got their free fly done. They're getting the promotional period in. We can see real quick how it's doing for them. I think they're actually behind for the year over year. Yeah, so they are 78% down month to month compared to last April, but they're 15% up for the year. So like they're doing their promotions. That's always going to be happening on the same time, but I do think this would have landed better if they had at least some industrial missions to introduce with them. They did have some ships though. The Mist Hull B, the Greycat UTV have shown up, and the latest roadmap roundup gave us some more insight into 4.8. They also kicked off a special CLX gaming PC giveaway ahead of the Level Up Expo that's coming up in April. I won't be out there, but there will be some devs. Okay, what's coming up this week on Tuesday? Things are kicking off with the April monthly bundle. Let's hear it, kids. Yeah! Be ready to stand strong against the worst of the verse with our armor, weapon, and ship paint bundle. I don't really have much to say about the bundles. If you got some extra pay and you want to get something for yourself that's pretty and nice, I view this the same way as like just going out and getting a hat or something. It's like, it's not super functional. It's gonna wear off over time, but it can be fun to do. Some kids are asking for straight up like in-game currencies in Christmas, so I get it. At the same time though, you're gonna be able to get this stuff in game at some point. Following that up on Thursday, Star Citizen Live returns with a deep dive into inventory crafting, and that's it. Just inventory and crafting following the 4.7 update. Rick Porter, Torsten Lehman, and Declan Holmes will join us to discuss the design and systems behind these features. These are big names to have on camera together. Also a really interesting combination of names, because Torsten is probably pretty heavily involved in how things like power systems and mining and refining and all of that stuff are going to work in base building. And Declan is super important when it comes to the formation of the crafting and base building systems. So these two probably could answer a lot of really cool questions about base building, but I kind of doubt they're going to get too deep into that since they're talking about inventory and crafting. Rick Porter, on the other hand, is one of the main guys up top. I mean, he's a director, and he makes some of the big decisions. If you don't know who he is the one who gave the answer about bedlogging a few years ago in Star Citizen Live. It was an answer I go back to often. Back into the history books we go. Into one of the questions that hurt me most.
Your place in the universe to be persistent no matter where you log out.
This is Rick.
So that's where we're going.
So it'll be an option, but not a requirement.
Correct.
Okay.
At least I believe it's Rick. Hold on, now I need to double check and make sure this is Rick, because that would suck if I was wrong.
Rick?
Yes, that is Rick. Okay.
I'm the design director for CIG.
He talked about the bedlogging.
Limit the player to that. It's like having a bed shouldn't be a requirement to log out of the game. In fact, in the future, we want, no matter where you log out, that's where you log back in. You have all the same missions, like we want your place in the universe to be persistent no matter where. I'm
not bringing this up as he's the one who's changing bedlogging or anything like that. I'm pointing this out because this shows, in my opinion, how important his position is. Obviously, he is a director, but he's able to sit next to people like Rich Tyrer and make calls on important game systems like how we log in and out. To give you a caliber of the people who are coming on the show, generally they're sitting alongside the game director. I think this is going to be a good opportunity for people to ask good questions. I'll drop the links in the chat for you here, because if you've got questions and complaints and stuff about the recent inventory system, this is the place to leave them. Here's the place to hear about it. And you can already see in the chat itself, People are asking the questions that people care about. Is a mechanism planned to turn lower quality material into higher quality? The new inventory feels like the older one. Any plans to actually revamp it into something that feels more snappy and pleasant to interact with? Player-to-player trading is a much needed feature. Now we have crafting. Any news about that? Is the quality range from 0 to 1,000 expected to be simplified into smaller ranges like A, B, C, D, and E? So they've definitely got good questions coming in here, and I think we'll get some good answers out of it. And they're probably hosting this because they realize they need to get a lot of more information explaining these things out in front of the people. Even though they did that future of crafting thing last week, that I think people just need to hear it from devs. So that'll be coming up on April 16th at 3 p.m. UTC. And then following that up on Friday, the latest RSI newsletters coming in with some more information. So not a super loud week, but I do think that this Star Citizen Live is going to be interesting. We'll be covering that probably on Friday. Depending on how the week goes, I might actually go live on Thursday, and we'll cover this so that we can do some more gameplay on Friday. So keep an eye out. Not confirming it right now, but just a heads up, I might go live on Thursday this week.